Articulation Radio. Articulation. Articulation.
Greetings and salutations. Welcome to another informative and entertaining episode of Articulation Radio. I am your host, the Honorable Walking Man. You know how we do things here at Articulation Radio. We will start off the day's episode by taking a glance at the news headlines, and today's news segment is sponsored by bepublished.org.
These are three of the news headlines and events I saw today, Wednesday, April 19th, 2023, when visiting EliteValuesNews.com on your behalf. Americans remain outraged despite charges being brought against the white Kansas City man who murdered a lost black teen who knocked on his door. Luxury tour operators offer private jet trip that takes you around the world in 22 days in lie-flat seats for under $40,000. And Illinois celebrates its youngest author as 5-year-old Kalia Burke's book, Kalia's Short Stories for Children, hits the Amazon Marketplace. Those are three of the news headlines and events I saw when visiting EliteValuesNews.com today on your behalf. As you know, so much happens in this world of ours, and the staff at Elite Values News makes it a point to keep you abreast of as much as possible. So check them out any minute within any hour under any category, and feel free to hit refresh if you want to see a couple of more headlines under that same category. I am Goddess Sage, keeping you apprised and reporting live.
Looking for the latest news? Visit Elite Values News. EliteValuesNews.com has all the latest news and information. Check out the headlines hourly. EliteValuesNews.com. Visit now.
Do you want to be published? Are you looking for a high-quality, low-cost way to be published with a fast turnaround? Visit bepublished.org to publish today. www.bepublished.org. bepublished.org. Publish today. Books, movies, and music. Listeners, we love you, we hear you, and I am so glad to be here with you today on this episode of Articulation Radio. I have an interview coming up for you, and I also have a topic, so stay tuned.
fingertips, they sure don't hurt. When I'm losing track of time, baby, I don't mind. Honestly, you're something else. You're making it better for me with all of the things you teach me. You're making it better for me. You don't do another thing. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna hold you every night. Hold you. I wanna kiss you when you cry. I wanna kiss you when you cry. I wanna tell the world you're mine. You're mine. You're mine. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna hold you every night. I wanna kiss you when you cry. I wanna kiss you when you cry. I wanna tell the world you're mine. You're mine. You're take you for a ride. I wanna take you for a ride. I wanna hold you every night. Hold you. I wanna kiss you when you cry. I wanna kiss you when you cry. I wanna tell the world you're mine. You're mine. You're mine.
You have a product? Let them help you increase sales. You have a video? Let them help you make it go viral. Peoplewarmers.com. PeopleWarmers.com for all your advertising, marketing, and promotional needs. They also take care of events planning. Peoplewarmers.com.
ArtistReview.com. All artists need a platform. The Artist Review makes sure you have the one you need to put your work in front of your fans. ArtistReview.com. Artist, REVUE.com.
Rose
wanted to start a business but can't seem to get it off the ground? Call 972-880-8316 for your free initial consultation with a representative from The Conglomerate, or visit theconglomerate.work today to book your consultation in person. Theconglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work, theconglomerate.work. Call 972-880-8316 to start your new business today.
Today's episode of Articulation Radio was kicked off for you with Your Mind by the Furthermores featuring Vincent Vega. And after that, you heard Ocean Eyes by Rashonda Campbell. And before I play Part of Your Life by Myron Mills, who's on piano, and Goddess Sage is on vocals, I'm going to tell you a little bit about today's episode. It's actually titled Extra Weight Gone for Good, because Goddess Sage will be interviewing Dr. Iman Sadri about his recent weight loss, and which ended up resulting in him writing a book. And this is on top of him being already a popular person there in that Hollywood scene, as well as, of course, he's a dentist. So, you know, he already has that popular practice there, even has one in Beverly Hills. But anyway, I'll let Sage get into all of that for you all. But yeah, she's interviewing the famous Dr. Iman Sadri, but she's going to be talking to him about his book, specifically Master the Psychology of Weight Loss, as well as his other projects and things he has going on. But people, stay tuned, because you want to find out not only how to get weight off, but to keep it off, and in a way that matches you, your life, your lifestyle, and, you know, but yeah, this is what this is. So stay tuned, folks.
You are listening to Articulation Radio. Head on over to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts.
Would you like a motivational speaker to come to your company or organization to speak to your group? Visit lifespurposeministries.com. That's lifespurposeministries.com.
They say that things will change. Things will change in time. But how much longer must I wait?
Do you frequently shop online and you're looking for a new place to shop? Join the club, JeffersonTaylor.club, where models, designers, inventors, and other creators offer customers the best products at fair prices. Jefferson Taylor, JeffersonTaylor.club. Join the club. Shop today, JeffersonTaylor.club.
Articulation radio people. We have, before I let me first say who we have, and then you'll see why I'm trying to get so far ahead into the main juice of it all. Of course, we have Dr. Iman Sadri on with us. He is the author of that book you've probably already heard about, Master the Psychology of Weight Loss. But if you haven't already heard about it, people, this is something to where you literally can learn how to, I would say, literally get rid of the extra weight for good. So that's why we're titling this episode Extra Weight Gone for Good, because it literally can be, and I know that you all are like, it's always easy. But no, this is not a diet. This is a whole lifestyle change. And it's not something to where, you have to immediately, no. This is literally a guide, I would say. He tells you what all he went through, but in a way to where it outlines it to where you can do this stuff too, because people, when I tell you, Dr. Iman Sadri, well, first of all, Dr. Sadri, how are you today?
I'm doing very well, Goddess. Thank you for having me on.
Oh, you're welcome. You're welcome. And thank you for this excellent project, because this is so exciting. Because I know there are some people, especially here in America, when they hear, okay, well, he was 201 pounds and went to 159. But, a lot of Americans are bigger than that, or can be, or, according to because they say they're big boned, so they're like, 201 pounds is nothing. But people forget how what may be easy for you to carry and not put you at a health risk, it may be dangerous for me because I'm shaped differently. I'm a different height. I'm different. So, for anyone who's able to identify that, look, this is not healthy for me. It may be okay for other people, and they may say, it's nothing wrong. But no, I know I need to fix this. This is not good for me. People, Dr. Iman Sadri has a way for you to do it, because when I tell you this man went from 201 pounds to 159 pounds in 18 weeks, lost 41 pounds now, 18 weeks, kept it off for over 2 years. Okay, that's the key. Because anybody can drop some weight, especially a lot of weight real quick doing something that they can't sustain. But, of course, we know it's the things that you implement that will help you keep it off, that will help it be able to be sustained over the time period. So, people, this is what you want. You want to be able to get that extra weight off. You want to get it gone for good. Dr. Iman Sadri, in his book, Master the Psychology of Weight Loss, can get it done for you. Head over to Amazon. Any book retailer in the world. This book is out anywhere. Go down to your corner store. Tell them Dr. Iman Sadri, IMAN SADRI. You want the book, Master the Psychology of Weight Loss. They're going to get that book for you. And so let's talk to Dr. Sadri real quick and learn how he actually applied intermittent fasting, cutting out those starches, not dealing with all those, I would say, heavy carb things, the bread, the pasta, the rice, the pizza. But it's still plenty of good stuff, as you all know, because there's plenty of great food out there. And so he's going to tell you. So first of all, Dr. Sadri, what was it that actually was your motivation for your weight loss? How did you realize, okay, that, you personally need to do something despite everybody else being able to be 201 and just okay? But how did you realize, what was your motivation, and how did you accept that challenge? Because we know that's a big part too. So let them know, what was your realization? What was your acceptance?
Yeah, that's a great question. When I stepped on a scale and the weight for me the first time was over 200 pounds, that was the number one trigger, because I was 195 for the longest time. And I know some of your audience, because in America, 41% there's obesity, 72% are overweight. And to have a BMI of above 30 makes somebody obese. So I was actually overweight, not even obese. That's where we're at in this country. A third of the state of Michigan, 1/3 of the population is obese, higher than 30 BMI. So I was approaching that, but I then also at that same day went to the retail store and I put on a large sweater and it was super tight. And I put on a size 36 pants. It was like the button was falling off. and I put on 38. It was kind of getting a little tight. I'm like, wait, what are we doing? What am I doing wrong here? You know, and I was eating 5,000 calories a day. That's number one. You know, I would have a ham, egg, croissant sandwich. You know, for breakfast, massive burger and onion rings or fries for lunch, and a massive Persian dinner with massive amount of rice. That's for dinner, right? And so, but yeah.
Right, but that
stepping on the
sounds
scale-
like what everybody's eating. So you mean to tell? Never mind. Go ahead.
No. But yeah, that was the motivation. I'm like, no. This is crazy. Like, I was looking like 15 years older than my age was. I was 32, but I looked 50 as an exaggeration, but it's true. And ultimately, but you know, you sustain it and you kind of, you know, we go on a tangent on different subtopics on it. But yeah, that was the motivation. I said, you know what? No. This is crazy. This has got to change. So the first thing I did was eliminate carbs, right? Because I had done it before and I lost 5 pounds in a week, like before going to Vegas. And that, you know, as people may think it's not sustainable, it is sustainable to not have bread. You have an omelet in the morning, you don't need the bread. You have a burrito at lunch, don't have a burrito, have a burrito bowl. They give you pizza at lunch, you scrape off the top of the 4 pizzas, you put it in a bowl, and you eat it with a fork, right? And so that's one of my chapters is how to be a skinny foodie, right? And so you eat a medium-sized meal, middle of the day. Chapter number 1 is you're not missing out, right? That's chapter number 1. Number 2 is the ramifications of overeating are not worth the consequences. Chapter number 3 is no bread, no rice, no pasta, no pizza. Because you're not really missing out because ultimately there's so many other food items to eat. You have short, like, people don't know about, like, you know, instead of donuts, get dates, right? People I tell all the kids, the dentist of 15 years, you go trick-or-treating.
Those dates be kicking. Oh.
Yeah. You know, 10 dates versus like a donut. Like, is there sugar? Yes, but it's like literally comes from nature. So
yes, and
no
you all are
added
going to
sugar.
love those Deglignors, baby. Yes.
That's right. But, you know, intermittent fasting, really not eating after like 6 p.m. And people, it's impossible. I have like a large family. I got to eat. And I talk about the nuances of that. If you're invited to like a big dinner or a dinner ahead of time, you know, many animals do not eat 3 times a day. You know, breakfast, lunch, dinner. That's a human-made concept. You know, I'm unmarried. I'm 42, and people are like, well, that's because you don't have kids. I'm like, look, no, I tailored her out in a social environment where, you know, you got to, you know, there's a lot of kind of nuances and details, but, you know, I talk about the hidden perks of skipping breakfast and dinner. You can cook for kids. You don't have to eat like a massive dinner of lasagna at 9 p.m. That's unacceptable because I think one of the most important principles is the water balloon effect. I talk about how if you eat late at night, you're going to gain weight the next day. People are like water balloons. If you don't eat, you shred the excess fat. But the most important topic of this, and, you know, I'm getting ahead of myself, but
no, you're good.
We talk about how do you digest yourself to lose weight. So anyway, listen, you got any extra fat to digest to get rid of, digest it by not eating. And it becomes counterintuitive because I see a guy who looks like Barney from Simpsons. You know, buddy of mine, literally, that's what he looks like. And Barney's got a gut stick and he looks 9 months pregnant and he's got a gut. He's like, I'm starving. And I'm looking at his stomach.
Yeah, but
I'm like,
he's
bro,
thin. Yeah.
it's like a camel saying, I got to eat, bro. You got a lot of extra humps. You could, that's your dinner right there. Like your stomach is your dinner, like literally, right? And so that is the key to weight loss is not eating. If you know, it's impossible. No, then it's a hard, again, sleep earlier, sleep hungry. And I wrote a book, my children's book. It's about a forgetful mouse who has amnesia trying to win cheese for his orphanage. It's a phenomenal book. Faramouche, the story of the forgetful mouse, and he learns from a blind mouse how to overcome his amnesia. He's like, I'm blind. I have amnesia. That's not as bad as being blind. So a lot of takeaways there, my dear. So
yes.
Yeah. Adding to that, so, you know, people are not missing out. And so, you know, 'cause I'm living proof and I've sustained it. So the key is no carbs, right? And so,
Yes. And I love how you were able to accept that challenge, you know, and your own motivation was accepting your own situation and realizing, you know, that, hey, you know, you didn't overlook that, okay, I'm seeing these changes in me. And not only am I seeing it, but it's even being verified that, no, I need to do something now and take charge of it now. And, of course, your health has been able to benefit from it. And I was going to ask you whether you had any other projects And so I love that you were able to go ahead and answer that, as well as I was going to ask you about some tips to share. And that was perfect, too. So that leads me into this part. Because I also hear, because people, number one, for those of you just tuning in, you're listening to ARTiculation Radio. My name is Goddess Sage, and I am interviewing Dr. Iman Sadri, and we're talking about his book titled Master the Psychology of Weight Loss. And people, again, this is good. You want this, not only for yourself, you know, because we know, first of all, we have to help ourselves before we can even be in a position to help someone else, and especially when we're passing on advice. We already know that most people don't even do what they give out as the great advice. And even when you give them advice for their situation that they've come to you on, they usually don't apply it. So a lot of times it's from our own personal testimonies and our own personal experiences. And so definitely, even whether you need to just lose 5 pounds, whether you need to lose 50, or whether you need to lose 150 pounds, this strategy really is something anybody can use, because as you all know, it's people always say, oh, it's a lifestyle change. And that's why diets don't work, because they're just temporary things to do right now. And when you do something for just a small period, you can only expect that result for a small period. But when you do something over an extended period of time and you've already seen successful results from the beginning, then naturally, you know you're going to keep getting those great results. And that's why putting in strategies like what Dr. Iman Sadri outlines in his Master the Psychology of Weight Loss is perfect, because even as you all know, you already know that you can feel that your body has not even finished burning off the food you've already had for lunch, and someone is asking you out for dinner. And so you have to explain, no, you know, I had a late lunch. I ate at 1:30. You know, I'm not hungry yet. And they're like, well, it's just 5, maybe at 7. It's like, no, I don't want to eat anymore today. You know, no, I'm good. You know, so this will help you understand why your body is communicating to you your truth, and how you can stand on something physical and tangible to show how the scientific method has been applied. And here's someone who they've done it. So you know it's going to work for you. You know it's going to work for whomever else that it can be helpful for. And you all can not only stand in faith, but put in that work that, yes, if you commit to being a good steward of this great vessel that you've been given, that it's going to pay off for you. And you're going to net the results not only health-wise, but also, even physically. You know, you'll be able to look in and see the difference. Be like, yeah, you know, I do look a bit younger. No, I don't. I would say look at myself and be like, ugh, gross, or dog, you know, you're looking tired, or whatever is the case. Because as you know, when you get your body and your health in control, in general, your sleep is going to be better. And as we know, sleep is healing. We know you'll be able to manage stress better. As we know, stress is the number one killer and triggers a lot of things, even affects your ability to be able to lose weight. So he gives you these great keys. And I hear, and now, Dr. Sadri, you know you can hear anything, may or may not be true, but I hear you even have a podcast on top of this book, and you even have, of course, we know that children's book people can grab up as well, but you also, I hear, have a podcast. Is that true? And if so, where can people listen to your podcast about being able to get their weight loss under control and be in their optimal health?
Yes, dear. I actually do. It's called the Dr. Iman Sadri Show. Look it up. It's on Spotify, Apple Music. Spotify is, I think, the best spot to find it in terms of consistency, just because I just like how it's outlined with how the episodes are written out. But Apple Music as well. So, you know, I also have a third book. It's called Why Teeth Are Like Diamonds, and yeah, you could look me up on social media, because it talks about conservative dentistry. Our teeth last millions of years. You know, if you're in a 100-mile radius of Southern California, come to Disneyland, you need teeth whitening, you hit me up, SoCalTeethWhiting.com. That's my day job, right? And then there's 71 hours left in the week. People got a day job, 8 hours, they sleep 8 hours, and I got another 71 hours. I do a lot of dental research and forensic dentistry, dental pathology, but I do public speaking on this stuff. But yeah, so the podcast talks about a lot of these nuances and the details of the mastering the psychology. At the drive-through, people know if they want to lose weight that they're supposed to have a salad, not a massive burger. The number one key is to make a decision to lose weight. See, when I stepped on the scale 200 pounds, I said, oh, like this is crazy. What can I do? The first thing is, okay, eat less. Number one, I'm in control of that. Number two, what else can I do? I'm given this like 4 food options here, or a plate, like a breakfast plate. You got cheese, like you have Persian classic breakfast. You got like cheese and like you got like hard-boiled eggs, and then like you got like a bunch of vegetables, and then there's a basket of bread. Have all the other stuff, just don't have the bread. I go to a Persian restaurant, I say no rice. No, give me all the kebab, give me the stew, the salad, and if you can have a massive dinner, don't like plan to not have a massive breakfast and a massive lunch. Just because you got kids doesn't mean you have to sit there and like the Last Supper and eat with them as much as they eat. No, you can watch them eat, right? Like a lot of animals actually do. They go feeding, and then the animal kids eat. But then these animals are not eating 3 times a day. Morning and night. That's a human-made concept. Breakfast, lunch, dinner. It's a human-made concept. So and ironically, and if you ask, well, you're a dentist. Well, what does that have to do with weight loss? And I'm like, well,
Plenty.
I've been a dentist 15 years. Yeah, 15 years a dentist. I'm like, well, you eat with your mouth. Number 2, I'm a dentist who lost all this weight. And number 3, the first part of saliva is where digestion occurs. But most importantly, periodontal disease is linked to diabetes. And I got people that I know, and they'll tell you they got rid of their medication. That the type 2 diabetics, they had just started medication, and they were able to wean off of it with cutting out carbs. No bread, no rice. Asparagus has carbs. You can have that. Ironically, I drink beer every day, and even people make fun of me. So that's like you want to call it a cheat. That's my cheat thing. But, people say you're drinking your carbs. No, it's only got 15 grams of carbs. Beer's mostly water. And so, but I don't look like Ronaldo yet, and so I haven't cut out the sugar either, so that's the thing. It's like you want to look like Ronaldo. Ronaldo's not having beer, and he's going to cut out the beer, alcohol and the sugar. I haven't cut that out, but I've been able to stay at 159. So I've kind of plateaued.
Yes.
And, and everybody's got to get out of their comfort zone. I've kind of been stuck there to get out of, but, I'm like, well, I'm giving up bread. Let me have my beer, like just light beer, Peroni beer. Anyways, but so it's not like it's a rigorous military thing, because there's other book I've actually written as well. It's called Persian Keto Diet. And these are all found at PersianObserver.com. You can check out my blog. I have a blog as well. I got 2 magazines. Yeah, I do a lot, but this is why
Tell
I'm
us
married
about that.
here.
What's the name of your magazines?
So
your
it goes out of 4,000 homes.
Get all of that.
It's called Persian Observer. I profile Persians in Hollywood. And, I've been to 150 movie premieres, and I've been to the Golden Globes 3 times. I just went this year, Critics' Choice Award. And I'm producing 3 films as well, a dental anthropology book on wisdom teeth, a movie called The Storyteller with Ed Harris. Yeah, and then I made a cartoon series. This is all from Jack Canfield. He said you got to have 101 goals. So my number 1 book recommendation, other than my own books, obviously, if you're not trying to lose weight, Master Psychology Weight Loss. But the best book of all time is The Success Principles by Jack Canfield. I name drop him. He wrote Chicken Soup for the Soul. He's phenomenal. He's on The Secret. So that's the best book of all time. Anyways,
and your blog.
you
are
what
where
you
they
eat.
can find your blog.
Yeah, so PersianObserver.com is my website, and I interview Persian Americans in Hollywood, and it's giving me access to a lot of like film events and networking, and you start seeing the same people. You're like, wait a second, I'm gonna you get to a point where stop taking pictures of people on the hanging out people on the red carpet. You're like, well, you can be on the red carpet yourself, because if you create it and it's a business, and that's what we're working on now, like producing content. And I got a TV show I pitched a couple different networks, and I wrote a memoir. So and I launched the Floss. So I do all these things. I spend like an hour a week on 1 or 2 different all these projects, some of them more. The Garden of
you
Talent.
guys know you have to head on over to his website. And Dr. Sadri, let them know that website, because they really need people. Y'all got to plug into here, And I know, earlier I was like, oh, go to your local bookstore, go to Amazon. No, really, just go to his website. You can get all his books from there, see his podcast, and you can really have that support. Because as we know, anytime we're trying something new, especially when the people around us aren't really, they support you in it, but they are telling you, oh, you ain't got to change and you're doing your thing. You need people who will support your new vision for you. And heading over to Dr. Sadri's website will definitely give you all the various ways. I mean, you have magazines, you have blogs, you got movie premieres, you got all this stuff from a supportive person who knows your journey, because he's made it there. Give them your website again.
Yes, so all this can be found on PersianObserver.com. So like Persian Cat, PERSIAN, PersianObserver.com. It's a conglomeration of all the sites. But specifically for the weight loss, look me up on social media at Dr. Iman Sadri, DRIMANSADRI. And so, the link to my, my teeth whitening business as well. So if you need teeth whitening within 100 miles, that's my real day job. That's what I do 80 hours a week, in addition to dental consulting. And so, SoCalTeethWhitening.com. And then, if you're in Iowa and you're listening to this and you're trying to lose weight, look up on Amazon my book, Master the Psychology of Weight Loss. So that's the number one place I tell people to go on Amazon.
Yes.
Master the Psychology of Weight Loss. You can get that book. You just type in my name, Iman Sadri, and my books come up. Because
very good.
Yeah, my dear. I appreciate your
Go
listeners.
ahead. I want to let you finish, and then I'm going to post my next question.
No. I'm saying I appreciate you and your listeners and their attention to this
And
conversation.
you as well. And when I tell you all, people, I so appreciate you, Dr. Sadri, and our listeners do too, because he's given us way more time than he had budgeted for. And as you know, I'm still popping out, but I promise you I'm on my last two questions, because I can't help but, I have a dentist here. Not only a dentist, but an expert, a guru. So will you please address to the listeners, because not all are aware of the importance of dental health when it comes to their overall health, and we know that the overall health can impede or assist with your permanent weight loss goals. So will you please just speak to them real quick about the importance of dental health and dental hygiene, and how they really do need to see a dentist, if not regularly, at least once a year, please?
Absolutely, because first of all, I'm known as a tooth whisperer because I'm extremely conservative compared to most dentists. So I tell people first of all, it's extremely important to brush every day. And you want to get an ultra soft toothbrush. So if you check out my podcast, the Dr. Iman Sadri Show, that's the number 2 episode. It's the best manual toothbrush of all time. It's called a Curaprox. It's on Amazon, $7 each, ultra soft. You want to use that minimum 2 minutes in the morning, 2 minutes at night. But they teach that when somebody's in kindergarten. And so that's for baby teeth. When people have adult teeth, you want to brush at least 3 minutes minimum. And it's got to be super foaming at the end of 3 minutes, morning and night. Is it hard to do that? Yes. But when you sit 12 minutes of television, it goes by in 10 seconds. You got to put on a YouTube channel or put a timer, ideally 4 minutes. And if somebody has braces, get an electric toothbrush. My main preference in that regard is a Sonicare toothbrush for braces, metal braces. And they got to brush after every meal. And people got to floss after every meal as well. If you have breakfast, you have eggs in the morning, you want to try to floss. And so I created a floss called Lunch Floss. It's going to be at different retailers. That's what we're going to retire off. Hopefully, they got it. That's the main thing. If it's not out at some these places that we've earmarked in the next 20 years, then you know where to find me, dear. Because then you have to. We'll talk about that, the ramifications.
Man, I love this man. People,
yeah.
Dr. Iman Sadri, he's like the answer to prayers. Like, oh my gosh, people. So you need to minimize that stress. You want to optimize your dental hygiene, and you want to go ahead and implement and maintain your own intermittent fasting routine, low carb, no bread. Look at how you can streamline and what things you can cut out and how you can implement some of these great tips you've gotten. And my very last question to you, Dr. Sadri, what is there that you've not yet had a chance to share with the listeners of Articulation Radio that you would like to express to them at this time?
So the number one thing is the main takeaway. I tell all the kids that I do public speaking on Boys and Girls Club as well, in these mentorship programs. We tell them, visualize your future self as if you've already achieved it, right? And so that kind of plays into this whole psychology of weight loss as well. You want to have a macro view of it, So you can use a vision board. Put your face on a body of somebody you want and act as if you've already achieved it. So you act as if, let's just say you want to have a flatter stomach. You act as if you already have a flat stomach. And then you tell yourself, what would this flat stomach person do? They would not be probably eating this massive burger. They would probably just eat the meat and no fries. They have salad. You make intentful choices. So people, they kind of go with their emotions, but you have to be intentful and be in control of your thoughts. As Oprah says, your thoughts control your feelings. And, life is short, but people say that, but really what that means is 10 years is only 3,600 days. 30 years is only 10,000 days, give or take. So, we only, be around maybe 50,000, 60,000 days from 0 to 105. I got only 24,000 days. That's 60 years, assuming I live in the 105, which is my goal. So every day make it count. Really, it's a miracle. And the last point, the most important thing is the fact that there's 136 trillion cells, 60 billion cells replicate. So you're changing every day. The fact that somebody stays stagnant, their body is replicating. So you're not a stagnant individual. You're always changing. Your life is a moving reel. It's not a snapshot. So,
So reality is actually stagnation is more intentional than improvement. So people really, you might think that you're doing the easier thing for yourself by staying the same, but really you're putting in harder work by staying the same instead of just allowing yourself to continually improve daily. Interesting. Wow, Dr. Sadri, you're a bad man. And yes, I encourage you to continue all of the different ways that you're guided to put out your not only important, critical, life-saving message, but also the different perspectives that, you're amazing, and I'm thankful for you. I'm thankful for having met you. I'm grateful for all the work that you've done, and my God, and definitely for the additional time you've sacrificed here, and even Joaquin's cutting me the eyes. So people, we definitely, Dr. Sadri, whenever you would like to come back here to Articulation Radio for any of your projects, we definitely welcome you. The floor is totally yours. The mic is yours. Our people need you. And we're thankful for your going through and being the guinea pig, for this great direction and being able to prove for a fact, no, it works. And yes, sir, we look forward to you coming on back anytime, and even for that children's book, too. Definitely got to have you back on for that, too. Oh, and people tune into his
Thank
podcast.
You very much. Definitely. Yes, the Dr.
welcome.
Iman Sadri Show. Thank you, my dear. Yeah, really
And
appreciate
drop
all
for
your
them
time.
again your website and where they can get your podcast, the name of your magazines, all that stuff. Give those who were late tuning in, a redrop of all the names and websites and places to go to get all of this good stuff.
Thank you so much. Yeah, so if you're trying to lose weight, go on Amazon right now on your phone and type in Master the Psychology of Weight Loss. But you could check out all this information at PersianObserver.com, like Persian as in the cat, PersianObserver.com. And then if you need teeth whitening, because teeth last millions of years, they don't decompose. That's kind of the subject of my other book, Why Teeth Are Like Diamonds. Teeth, they withstand fire. So, if you need teeth whitening, because we don't want to shave down teeth, SoCalTeethWhitening.com. And then you can look me up on social media at Dr. Iman Sadri and DM me if, SoCal, if we can meet up for in person, if any kind of coaching questions you have regarding the weight loss. Because, let me tell you something. You don't see any obese people in nursing homes, definitely not past 75, pushing it 80, almost never, right? Just like you never see any smokers above age 90, almost an extreme rarity. And so the point is, you want to live, right? People like all the stuff they love in life. Like, I want to go to like Yosemite. I want to go to go see Mount Kilimanjaro. I want to have a Ferrari. I want to whatever, or all the stuff you love annually, like all the maybe traditions. You only have 40 more of those left, 45 tops, 20, maybe 15. But you can say, no, I have 60 left because I'm not going to be obese. I'm going to change what I eat. I'm in control of that. And, I'm going to get my talents out in the world. So, again, thanks for having me on, dear. You're a gem.
Oh, thank you so much, Dr. Sadri. And people, head on over, grab up all of those wonderful nuggets from Dr. Iman Sadri. And if you're in the South California area, you can always get these not only great nuggets in person, but get you some optimal treatment so that you can be sure you keep done in that beautiful smile and knowing that your body is even healthy on the inside too, because you have great teeth. So yes, hook it on up for yourself. Joaquin, man, we're going to turn it on over to you and let you go ahead and roll some more cuts. Listeners, stay tuned.
That was One Kind Gesture by Alice Spence. Up next is Fire by Noah Akah, and that will be followed by My Favorite Weakness by Erica Johnson, and In Times of Trouble by Martin Clem, then For Sure by Ray and Ray featuring Revel Day.
Articulation Radio, thanks you so much for listening. So head on over right now to articulationmedia.club and let us know your thoughts on today's episode. In the meantime, we're going to keep the show rolling for you.
Are you looking for grant writers, technical writers, creative writers, academic writers, any kind of writers? Head to the Writers Consortium. Their website, writersconsortium.us, www.writersconsortium.us, the Writers Consortium, writersconsortium.us, for all of your writing needs. Think of it, they can produce it for you. They are the ghost writers to the top people.
Feel that vibe, won't you? Feel that vibe. Feel that vibe, won't you? Feel that vibe. I've been stuck in my place, money all in my case. She be all in my face. What the hell that bass? I don't give a fuck what you say. I'm on my way. I'm on my way to catch this vibe, won't you? Catch this vibe. Catch this vibe. Catch this vibe. Catch this vibe. I'ma catch this vibe. Yeah, she wanted to go to the state, bare knuckle my plate, throw that out in my face, get the fuck in my face, get the fuck in my face, get the fuck in my face, niggas he turned up with a bass, need a thumper and some bass, I'm tryna turn up with that ace, niggas be rocking out with that bass, turn that bass up, turn that bass up, turn that bass up, and catch that vibe, catch that vibe. Catch that vibe, catch that vibe, catch that vibe, catch that vibe, I'ma catch that vibe. I'ma cop it, keep it real, never flop it, she gon' go, never stop it, come on bro, let's gon' drop it, I'ma vibe all night, diamond shining twilight, dreaming out the skylight, looking for the limelight, he the same, yeah. Never gonna change, yeah. She been loving on me, that's all the same, yeah. This shit fire, nigga, it's insane, yeah. Did it my way and took that to the bank, yeah. Never switch on gang, yeah. Never caught a claim, yeah. Never been tame, yeah. I'ma keep it tame, yeah. In that purple rain, yeah. In that purple rain, yeah. I'ma make love, man. In that purple rain, man. You can never stop me, I'm the king, I'm the man, yeah. I can never stop, man. Man, yeah, this about you, nigga. It's about me, yeah. We on this together, man. I think about we, man. Yeah, I'ma vibe out. I'ma vibe out. I'ma vibe out. I'ma vibe out.
If you'd like more information on how you can be an eyelash artist, call us at 314-560-1641 or 888-585-LASH, lashingoutloudinc.com.
Media Room 360 TV. Media Room 360 TV is a channel that has something for everyone, from world news, inspiration, programming for kids, politics, sports, technology, and entertainment. Media Room 360 TV has got you covered. Check out one of our shows today on Roku. Media Room 360 Internet Television on Roku.
can't go on pretending I don't care. I can't go on pretending I don't care. But I'm trying to do the best I can. Try to do the best I can. Oh, trying to do the best I can. I'm human and flawed, but I can't cut it all. So instead I blush until I've had enough. You see right through me, you see. Such a shame for you, all my secrets are free. And I just wanna learn yours and absorb everything you mean. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. You're making me weak. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. Making me weak. You expect me to keep my composure and my exposure and on my toes, but I'm too vulnerable to disregard the danger of the deepest part of you. Oh, be merciful. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. Making me weak. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. Making me weak. I can't sleep. Oh, so deep. It's making me weak. It's so sweet. I can't think. Incomplete. It's making me weak. I can't eat. I can't sleep. It's so deep. Making me weak. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. Making me weak. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. Making me weak. I can't go on pretending I don't care. Please forgive me. Making me weak.
Weddings are expensive, but your love is worth it. Go to marryusnow.us to book the Minister of Love to officiate your wedding today. The fee is only $200 if your wedding is in the city of Chicago, and there is only a small fee to get the Minister of Love to travel outside of Chicago to your wedding location. Book the Minister of Love today. Visit marryusnow.us. That's marryusnow.us.
If you are a savvy senior who's seeking a lifestyle club that's centered around you, visit sittingroom.xyz today. The Sitting Room, sittingroom.xyz, where savvy seniors socialize, get event invites, organize among themselves, as well as obtain merchandise and get engaged to create new things. The Sitting Room, sittingroom.xyz. Visit today.
There is trouble, it's hard to confide. You move my world round every time. Sprinkle magic in, you belong with the fairies. No matter what I say, it's black or white, not gray. Gotta stay loose when next to you, for sure, or else you get bruised. There's no pick and choose, for sure. You set the weather, every cloud, every rain. You're above and beyond. Oh, every tune is your song. Doesn't matter what I say, there is no other way. Gotta stay loose when next to you, for sure, or else you get bruised. There's no pick and choose, for sure. Oh, don't shift, don't change, keep driving me crazy.
Want to buy stocks, jewels, real estate, or other high-end items? Would you love to be able to contribute to charitable initiatives but cannot do these things with the money you currently have? Join Regal City Investment and Social Club, where you can pool money each month with other investors to make major purchases, give to the needy, and possibly turn a profit. www.regalcity.xyz. Become a Regal citizen today by joining Regal City Investment and Social Club. regalcity.xyz.
My people, my fam, my folks, I thank you so much. We all here at Articulation Radio, thank you so much for tuning in today and making us a part of what it is that you do. We encourage you to go over to our website, articulationmedia.club, and let us know not only what you think about today's episode, but make sure that your music, your interview, and your ad all take place right here on this station, Articulation Radio. Go to articulationmedia.club right now and hook yourself up. Make sure that you do that so you can hook other people up. But be sure to tune in again on Articulation Radio. We'll catch you again soon. And in the meantime, you already know, keep being a doer, keep being a move maker, and keep making things happen.
Articulation. 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 Articulation.